going on, gentlemen? Just getting us started. Per me as usual, running a little bit late. And yeah, that's how we roll. So let's see if we can actually get this going. Okay. I've got to watch this fucking tripod sucks. Okay. Oh, let's do this. Let's do it down. Stuff slipping and flopping and all over the place. How about that? So, let's see if we can get this going right. There we go. Maybe lean it back a little bit. We'll get there. There you go. It's a little better. Okay. Turn this goddamn fan down. That is way too loud. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, I decided to come out in the barn. It's a hurricane out, so I figured why not do a beer outside because it's hurricane weather. So I believe I forgot a glass, which would bode poorly, but I got my glasses from Beer Tuber Palooza over here, so we could use one of those. Let me go give this sucker a quick rinse. Nice. Beautiful. Oh, I got 93% power, so I think we're good to go. So yeah, I figured just kind of wanted to do a live hang. I figured, well, let me just do a live review, and then if other people kind of come and join, that'd be great. So let's just do this. Just want to move this tripod just here more further back. That's what I want right there. Okay, here we go. Dave, we'll start from the beginning. Tom Davis chiming in saying, Booyah, what's going on? That's Cash Money Bro chiming in. Window Beer Review Thomas saying, hey, everybody. South County Reviews, come on, brother, man. They're coming, brother. They're not live. They got to be recorded, and I think I have like, three. I think I recorded 3 so far. Typically what I do when somebody sends me a bunch of a particular beer right out of the chute, what I'll do is I will let's go that way. I'll upload them all at once, but I'll try to get some up this week if I can, because like I said, I have a couple already in the chute. So what's going on, Joe? And Dave saying, this beer was amazeballs, so enjoy, sir. Yeah, we'll see what's what. Let's grab my little bag of tricks over here. Tideline. This is actually part of a set of beers I actually purchased from Fox Farm. First time I actually bought beer from Fox Farm. Everything I had from these guys has been courtesy of everybody else, whether it be Steven or Max or a ton of different people. Tom, a bunch of people from up that way kind of sending me beer. So I've never actually been to the brewery, so I never purchased beer. But Steven, who came down for Beer Tuber Palooza, he said, hey, man, I'm going to go to Fox Farm. If you want to place an order, I could just pick it up and say allow proxies. Here we go. So, yeah, what is this beer? This is an IPA, 6.8%. Fox Farm, from the soils come the spoils. And this was canned $6.23. Okay, 2 months old. I did not expect it to be that old. I don't think it'll be bad because it's that old, but if Fox Farm's selling it, then I'm still on board as far as drinking it. So we'll see how this sucker rolls. Got this tiny little glass. I got these like plastic flexible glasses for Beer Tube Palooza, so everybody could drink stuff. And I forgot my regular glass, so you guys get the old plastic jammer. Yeah, label wise, it's what Fox Farm does. Typically, always dig on the way they kind of handle their labeling. And I think the lights here are doing this a little bit of a disjustice. I mean, from on camera, you probably look at that and you go, man, that looks oxidized. It's darker. If I hold it out here, you can't see it then. But it's darker, but it's not super duper dark. It's more like papaya level kind of dark with this nice kind of just off khaki white colored head to it. So even though it is skosh darker, it's not like super duper duper dark. So let's put that way. Let's get those. Maybe I'm just kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? Placebo affecting or suggestiveness. It kind of smells like papaya. It smells like a lot of tropical flutes. It's playing flute tunes, a jazz flute. Aqualung. But yeah, it honestly is all the tropical fruit arbol. Not sure there's citrus tones to it. Sure, there's a bunch of peachiness to it too. It's running a gamut across it. But for me, it's kind of like this papaya mango kind of richness on top of all those other things. But it's definitely running from both ends, each end of the spectrum, from the citrus to the stone fruit, but leading in that kind of tropical fruit side of things. It smells like it's going to be powerful, purposeful, especially for 6.8%, but nothing overly aggressive. Let's dive in. Cheers. Oh, it's delicious. That's delicious. I think that a little bit of the fruitiness, that big kind of fruity aromatic that I got in the beer has lost a little zip on its fastball due to time, most likely, but it's still an absolutely delicious beer. It's sweet, but not overly sweet. It's what you'd expect for like a super tropical fruit forward kind of hazy IPA. A little bit undersweetened. That's that kind of lost the fastball kind of thing. I should say undersweetened. It's sweet, but it's lost that zippiness. I think that loss of that hop presence in combination with the sweetness is what puts it in that kind of under-ripened kind of territory as opposed to bursting fruits. There is a soft kind of fluttering green bittering kind of around the edges of the beer. Nothing hyper-aggressive, nothing over the top, but it has this nice kind of counterbalancing kind of green thing kind of dipping and dodging all over the place. Nice mouthfeel. I mean, it's not going to win awards for like super sultry water under your mouthfeel, but it's very, very tasty stuff. It's a good beer, man. I mean, it's Fox Farm. Listen, I will say this though. I have another beer that I purchased from them. I wasn't a big fan of, to be perfectly honest with you. But I mean, even their I guess I don't want to say underwhelming. I don't know what the word I want to use here is, but even their like okay beers by their standards are somebody else's really, really good beers. So it's one of those things where if a Fox Farm beer doesn't like blow me away, it's more so that I'm expecting such magnificence and craziness from them, and that's their own fault for making such good beer all the time, I guess. But it's tasty, it's fun. It does not suck. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I dig this. I think, well, there's something else in there I kind of want to talk about. I don't know if it's like a spiciness. It's probably a little bit of spiciness and a hoppiness along with that greeniness. It kind of comes off a little bit herbal, a little bit tannicky-like. I kind of like that. I don't think they ever call out anything on a beer as far as... No, they'll call certain... No, I don't know if they call out hops or anything like that in their beers. I'm sure if you went on their website, they'd actually kind of tell you probably what's in each and every beer. But for this particular one, I know it's definitely not in the can. And honestly, this is like, it kind of sucks because, Fox Farm is like on my hyper short list of places I want to visit when COVID becomes more not shitty, for the lack of a better term. And it's getting shitty again. So, I mean, Beer Tube Palooza was pretty much my last kind of hurrah. As far as like going out and doing beer things. I'm sure I'll still go to a couple local breweries, strictly outdoor, do that whole kind of thing. But with Delta variant kind of ramping back up and all that stuff kind of going on, it's just, I don't think I'm long for going in and out of breweries all that much more. with that kind of stuff going on. But yeah, as far as beers goes, this is, you can find a better 6% hazy, but you'd be very hard pressed to do so. And like I said, it runs that gamut of those fruits in the nose. It definitely falls suit. The taste just less impactful. That could be time on this, or it just could be the way the beer was originally intended. And then follow up with that soft little green with a little bit of herbal, tannic, kind of tea-like kind of thing going on. And then, a nice sweetness, but not over the top. It's Fox Farm, man. What do you want me to say? Yeah, there you go. Reviewing the books. I'll hang out for a minute, though. I brought a couple beers out with me. What else did I bring out here? I brought a 2011 beer out. How about that? And, I brought a mystery beer out. We might do this. Maybe we'll do this on camera after we're done with this one. The thing is, it's a true mystery beer, and that I have no idea what this beer is, and I will never know. So if you didn't watch my unboxing, my buddy Joe, who used to do NEPA beer reviews, he's a longtime brewer now, and he just moved to a new brewery, and he brought a bunch of unlabeled cans with him to Beer Palooza, and he left a bunch, and this is one of them. I know this is from his new brewery called Brotherton, because it actually has stuff written on the bottom. It says, "Devil made me do it." This was canned a month and a half ago, and that's all I know. I don't know if I could decipher or figure out, somebody in Brotherton and be like, "Hey, what beer is this?" But I'd rather just drink it blind. So maybe we'll open that one when we're done this little sippy poo. So yeah. Let's see what else we have going on. Oh, Alex saying, Alex is like, no rush on the South County stuff. They will be up sooner rather than later, baby. And he's saying, I'm drinking Firestone Walker 2019 Velvet Merkin. Held up decently. Yeah, Velvet Merkin's cool. I dig that beer, and I think it holds up quite well for a decent period of time. It's probably not one of my favorite Firestone Walker beers, but it definitely does not suck. Let's put it that way. Had an awesome morning with the kiddo. I had an awesome morning with the kid, man. Sundays are kind of my day with Micah. And, I grab him first thing in the morning. Most mornings, it's, I got to go off to work, things like that. My wife is typically the first person to grab him in the AM. And on Sundays, I definitely make sure I'm because I get up mad early. I get up at like 5 a.m., so I'm usually up way earlier than him. And we have one of those Wise cams, like the little cameras in your house that you can monitor stuff, and we have it pointed right at his crib. So what I do is, usually I'll wake up in the middle of the night, drink water, whatever, something along those lines. And when I get up around like 3 or 4 is typically when I kind of get a drink of soda or whatever, or water. I'll put on the Wise cam, and I'll put I'll put the phone right next to my ear, and then I put the sound on. So him start hemming and hawing and doing all those kinds of things he'll wake me up, and I'll go grab him. And we had an awesome morning this morning. We sat around, played a bunch. He was mad cool in the mornings. He's mad cool all day, but in the mornings he's just extra cool. So we're my wife always has him tummy time, which I do with him too, and doing all kinds of stuff. But it's usually in some kind of apparatus, whether it be a baby seat here or this that. For me, I sit on my couch. I put this little kind of pillow in this curve, and I just pop him in that pillow, and he just kind of sits there like a sack, and just kind of does stuff. And we play and hung out. We did that. Then I made him watch Arsenal, which I shouldn't have done. Shouldn't let little babies watch horror programs like that, even though my mother-in-law is watching snuff porn and shit like that with them. Not really. It's kind of joking. So I had an awesome morning. And then made lunch for the family. Kind of hung out. And I was like, yeah, let's do something live. Jump on here. And what do we see? We see the FLX guys. What's going on? Hey yo. They came down for Beer Tube Palooza. Go check them out if you haven't subscribed to them. They're Rochester-ish, upstate New York based peoples. And they're mad awesome to hang out. Yeah. It was a good time, man. They came down going crazy, having fun, ripping off beer reviews, and having a good time. It was just an absolute blast of a weekend. I just realized I forgot my headphones. in case I wanted somebody to jump on. Yeah, here's what it is. But yeah, what's going on, guys? Oh, Mike Gibson saying, having faked axe from Fidens. Cheers, Matt. I still have not had Fidens. So, um, Kyle from the Hype Beer Reviews, he actually came down and brought a bunch of Fidens for us to review. I crashed out early on Saturday because I am old and a lightweight. I think Saturday I woke up at 4:30 a.m. So around like 9 o'clock that night, had a little too much to drink and I was exhausted and I was like, I'm out. Irish goodbye. Actually, I didn't even tell people. And then after that, they reviewed some Fidens, those sons of bitches. So I still haven't had any, but someday, maybe someday, we'll see. Cal gave me a mystery beer. Maybe it's a Fidens mystery beer. Who knows? Alex, fatherhood is awesome. My son is 6 months old, almost 7 months. Cheers to being a father. Seems like you're doing a great job. My kid is so fucking cool, dude. I'm not saying your kid's not cool. My kid is cool. He's mad cool. He doesn't bitch. He doesn't moan. He doesn't complain. Yeah, sure. When he's hungry, he bitches. You know, like every night he's teething. He's already teething. My kid is 5 months. 5 months in a couple days. He already has both his two bottom teeth are coming in. And he's sitting in. Even then, he doesn't really bitch. Every now and then, he bitches. You just give him something to chew on, and he shuts up. He's just not fussy. Not fussy. He has his moments here and there, but man, he's mad cool. He's already. He's not even. He's kind of. I don't want to say he's crawling yet, but if I put him down, he can move from point A to point B. You know what I mean? But he does it like he's not like crawling. He's like he does this thing where he gets up on his hind legs and then he puts his head down and pushes up with his head and then kind of flops forward, and he can do that like a worm. Kind of, and he'll do that across like far distance. You know what I mean? I could be like 6 feet away, and I'll be like, "Hey, buddy," and you're like, "Boom, boom, 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 boom." It'll take him a while, but he just worm himself over the other side. You know, and he's just super cool, man. He's a big boy. Forgot to weigh him this weekend. He's got to be 20 pounds, man. He's got to be. Last time we weighed him was right around a month ago, and he was 18. You know, he's 27 inches long. He's a goddamn juggernaut. Yeah. Oh, my son is the same way. Just chill. He's getting his teeth early. My boy just started getting his. That's what I'm saying. Well, that's also my son came. My wife was. I think we were 10 days late. On the birth, 9 or 10 days late. So technically, you know, he's probably a week older than he actually is, based on when typically babies give birth. So. But yeah, it's fun to watch him. He's doing so much cool stuff. Trying to talk, doing not just giggling noises, actually like trying to say things. We're like this close to giving him food. We want to give him food early, just because he just seems he's ready for it and stuff like that. So it's really cool to kind of just see him kind of develop. I mean, kids are fucking awesome, man. You're talking to a guy who's I'm 45. I had my kid when I was 45 years old. And I was nervous, man. I was very, very nervous, like about having kids my whole life. That's the reason why I never had one. I was one of those responsible people that just doesn't have a baby, and not that there's anything wrong with having a baby like that. A lot of people have great kids that weren't planned, but I didn't really want any children until I met my wife, and then it became something that I really, really, really wanted, and I not just have a kid, but purposely have one and go out of the way to have one. I know exactly the second my kid was conceived. That's how purposeful he was, It's cool. And it's just, honestly, it's the cliche. It's the best thing you'll do in your life, and it'll change. And it does. I mean, you can say it all you want, because I heard it my whole life. I have 2 brothers, 2 sisters. All of them have children. So I've heard about children my whole life. And I was like, yeah, it's a great thing. Awesome. You can't really grasp it until you actually have one, But that's it, For some people, it's something they want to do. For some other people, it's something they never want to do. And then, amazingly, it's something that they want to do. And then some people just don't want to. I get it, So yeah, there you go. Oh, man. This is good, though. The more I drink this beer, the more I like it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do this. I'm going to hang out for a little bit. Just stream for a little bit, probably cracking in this ultra mystery here. Finish that, and then if this chat kind of dies its own volition, so be it. I'm gonna go inside, and I'm going to watch a very old movie that I have not seen probably in over 20, 30 years? 30 years? 30 years? I don't watch Willow. Yeah, my wife wants to watch Willow, so. There you go. Rich Myers chiming in saying, cheers, Matt. Drinks some Twin Lights right now. Twin Lights. Is that, who's Twin Lights? Is it a Fox Farm beer? I don't know. I don't know. Or is that the name of the brewery, Twin Lights? I don't know. Tell me. Who makes it? And what kind of beer is it? Attacking this little super mystery beer. I have no idea. We're about to open. Like I said, it's a month and a half old, and it says, Devil made me do it. Devil? What would you think? Devil made me do it? I don't know. Bourbon? Dude, Devil's bad. No, Devil, like... It's not dark beer. I'll tell you that much. Let's see what we got. Ooh, clear beer? Semi-clear beer. That is, yeah, that's semi-clear. It's not super clear. That could be 19 different things. And these, I apologize for the light, man. Yeah. Particulate floating around in there. Could be anything. Okay. Myers. He's like Twin Lights Brewing in Jersey. I've never heard of those guys. They're gals, or they or them. Doesn't matter. Where are they? I assume they have to be South Jersey. Like, they got to be South Jersey somewhere. Like, for me, South Jersey is anything below Princeton. New Jersey is South Jersey. And when I say Twin Lights, like South Jersey, probably like South Jersey, I would assume. Yeah, I never heard of those guys. Let me look them up real quick. Do they distro or are they brewery only? Watch them be like 10 minutes away from my house or something. Let's see. Twin Lights Brewing. Highlands. Okay, so they're down. They are South Jersey. The Highlands would be Monmouth County, pretty sure distro. Let's see, where are they located? Exactly. Give everybody reference. Is the beer good? That's the other part. It's kind of important. Oh, somebody might join the live stream. Hold on 1 second. I gotta get the link for this goddamn thing. I don't know if this is gonna cut my camera out or not, but hold on a second. There we go. We're back. Yeah. Let me turn my volume up. Someone's gonna join, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, yeah, I have to check them out. Highlands. I know Atlantic Highlands. That's where Carton is. Now I think Highlands are. Let's see. Bayshore area. Let's see. Go to the website. Yeah, that'll work. Contact us. Oh, you have a tap room? Doesn't seem like it. There's no address. What's going on, dude?
Hey, man. What's up?
I can barely hear you. I forgot to bring my headphones up. Say something.
What's up?
I don't know why I can't hear you all that well.
Hold on.
Let me.
Can you hear me?
Now I can't see you.
Now you can't see me. Hold on.
Man, I can't hear you. I think the hearing thing is probably more on my end than it is your end, brother. There he is. I might have to go grab a mic or a headset or whatever.
That'll be okay. Yeah,
because I can't I could hear your voice, that I can hear it coming through the stream, but I can't hear any words. That's how low it is. Like the volume's on like negative, barely one. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to go get headphones. Give me a sec. Entertain the crowd.
All right. Can everyone hear me? Am I lagging? I don't know. Let's see. What do I got here? Timothy. Let's see if I can move myself back. Here we go. If I do this, candle. There we go. Oktoberfest. Oh, can everyone hear me? Yes, no, maybe. I don't know. I am going to turn on my fan. It's hot. Tom Davis. All right, cool. Where did Mr. Mike Gibson go? That dude was cool. Yeah. YouTuber Palooza. That was a fun time. Loved it. Absolutely dug it. Give me 1 second. Mike, what's up, man? Trying to get this thing set. The center. I center more here. Oh, right here. So, what's everyone up to today? Anyone drinking anything? Mike's making sugar cookies. All right, cool. Yeah, we made cupcakes with our son. I am Garth. When normally I have something to talk about. Is there a list? We do lists over on my thing. Top 5 beers last month, or what beers you looking forward to? Drinking Genesee Specialty Oktoberfest. Don't know if anyone is from Rochester, but Genesee is kind of a pretty cool deal around here. Oh, Wayne's back. Sweet. All right. Wayne would be wearing a Yankees hat. Party on, Tom. Party on. Yeah, Tom, Treehouse. My God, man. I've had limited amount from them, but it's really goddamn good. Really enjoy it. Trouble is, I don't want to drink them all because then I'll run out. So. Oh man. I wonder who does better, me or Keith. Who's Garth?
How about now?
Hey, oh,
there he is. You're still kind of low, but at least I can hear you now.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's probably more me than anything else.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Let me check my mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's going on, brother?
Not much. So it was funny. You went away, and I am the Garth when Wayne disappears.
Yeah.
That's what they said. I was like, all right, I appreciate that. I was like, I just got on here.
I wouldn't call you. You're definitely not a Garth in my book, but yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Whatever floats their boat, you know.
I was just telling the folks.
How's Sunday rolling for you?
Myself,
oh, shit.
Well, Oktoberfest.
A little Jenny Oktoberfest.
Yeah, first one of the season. So
nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's no dry hop cream ale, but it's no dry hop cream ale. But, I'll take it.
Only a couple more weeks, man. What do they say, October?
Yeah. Whatever. I'm gonna have to hoard it. Like, I just want to order like I don't know, half a pallet of that stuff.
I'm curious to see how it comes out this year because last year was so good. I'm curious to see if it's going to be the same. Like I'm sure they just made one batch and I was like, oh, this is awesome. We'll make one gigantic batch and then if they go back, oh shit, people loved it. Like, is it going to be the same? Is it going to be as good?
Right.
I don't know. We'll see what's what. But with how much people dug it last year, well, I mean, a lot of people dug it, but not a ton because I found it for a long time. I found it into this year. You know what I mean? On shelves.
Right.
To where if it takes off, they start doing like different variants and stuff like that. Because Genesee don't fuck around. They like to do weird shit,
Well, on one of the most recent posts, they said, enjoy the strawberry lemon cream ale while you can. Maybe other variants are on the way. And they did like a little question mark type deal. So I'm assuming they're planning on something.
Didn't they do something different? Didn't they do something beyond the strawberry lemon? They did a different one, right? I'm pretty sure they did a different one at one point. Maybe I could be wrong.
I tried a pilot batch from the brew house, and it was orange cream ale, which it was all right.
I had that too. What did I? Oh no, I had that. Remember when they did the cream ale sampler pack? It had like a mosaic, and then I think it had orange cream ale, and it had it basically had a whole bunch of different variants of cream ale and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that was in there.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that dry hop, and I'm hoping Other Half releases their version around the same time because they did last year too. But
the cream ale,
yeah, but it was the HDHC,
not the regular base one. Yeah.
Right, but it was
the regular base was fun. I liked it. I mean, it wasn't like the first one was fun. It wasn't like otherworldly shit, but it was really, really fun. It was just, I don't know, something about Other Half and Jenny doing a collab, which is the best thing in the history of mankind, man.
It just adds to, you're just like, oh, this is good, and then it's like, man, but it's Genesee, so I'm like, I automatically like it, even more.
It's so funny too because we're like, where I live and where you live, like we kind of take Genesee for granted. Like it's not like a national brewery, you know what I mean? It's a regional brewery, but that like a regional brewery that walks like a national brewery, kind of like, it's so funny because people talk about it. Like I talk about Genesee in such loving terms just because that's what I grew up with, and same thing with you, and then when people talk about it, they get really angry. They can't get it. And I always forget, oh, that's right. People can't get it. Like when I send people beer mails every now and then, and then they're like, you didn't they get like angry that I didn't put a cream ale in there. I used to put a cream ale in everything I ship just as a goof, but now people get pissed when I don't send it.
Dude, but for the price point, like if somebody really wants Jenny and like they want me to mail them out some Jenny, I'm like, dude, I'll mail you a whole freaking 12-pack for that price point. I mean, you're gonna pay more for shipping than you are the actual beer.
Yeah, you will. You'll probably $18 shipping, right? And that's if you just like wrapped up the fucking case in like brown paper and just dropped it in UPS or whatever. You pay probably $18 in shipping for a $9 12-pack. I'll send you a 30 rack. It'll cost you $40 in shipping for a $15 30 rack.
Who was it? Joe. So Joe from the Beer Patrol was telling me, when he stopped at One Stop to pick up some stuff for Beer Tuber Palooza, somebody had called, and they were calling to see if they had any more of the Kolsch left, because the Kolsch is gone now. You can find it. But so they're like, no, we're sold out. And so all these people are calling it's sold out. And Joe goes to like the local Wegmans, and there's just like a mountain of this stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like Wegmans is like goes crazy buying that shit. Yeah.
Right. So
I think our Wegmans down by me even has it all the time. Like if I wanted anything, Jenny, I just go to Wegmans. You know,
like that happens. Like if you want beer and it's like a hyped up beer, like that, it sells out at those places like AJ's Beer Warehouse and stuff like that. But if you go to Wegmans, dude, you're gonna find it.
Yeah, and the thing that I would say probably the thing that pissed me off most about Genesee was they made the 12-pack holder for the strawberry fucking summer whatever cream ale. If you put it on any side except for the main side, it looks exactly like the cream ale 12-pack. Like the coloration, everything's the same. And then you grab it going, yes, and you pick it up and you're like, oh, it's the strawberry. You know what I mean? I know they come out at different periods at a time, but every now and then I'll walk past the rack and I'm like, I don't care if it's been a year. I'm like, dry hop cream ale. I'm like, I'll buy it. I don't care if it's a year old. And I'm like, it's strawberry.
It's good stuff. I missed it. Did you open up that blind can from Joe? Oh, what is it? What do you think it is?
It's an IPA, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn on the ABV. It's an IPA.
Right.
I really want to just generically say it's probably like a 6% IPA, but something about drinking it makes me think it's probably closer to like 7 or 8.
Okay.
I'm not liking it. It's like Sunday. I got to go to work tomorrow. I got to take it easy, but yeah, I got a bunch of those cans in the fridge there. Jesus, you guys should have taken a bunch of them home. Did you take any of them home?
So I didn't. I took some of the Brotherton stuff, the labeled stuff.
I know you guys took all the new IPA he brought. I had like 1 can left in the fridge. I'm like, dude, he brought like 2 cases of it, you fuckers.
But like I told Mike, I was like, man, we should grab some of these. But we're like looking at the cooler. We're like, crap, dude, we don't have room. Like there was so many beer. Like literally, if we do this again, we need to like tell ourselves consciously limit ourselves to like 2 or 3 4-packs, and that's it.
It's a Beer Tuberpalooza is like the reverse of the Bermuda Triangle. If you take Steven out of the picture, so to push Steven aside with his box of craziness, somehow everybody leaves with more than they brought. That's not possible. I don't know how that's possible. Like you know what I mean? It's not like someone brought a bunch of free stuff and we grabbed it. No, it's like last time, like we all left, we were like, how do we have everybody left with more beer than he came with? That's not physically possible. It's like we live in some vortex to where more beer magically shows up. But yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, it was crazy. But it was cool. I got to try like a bunch of beers that I've never had, like from the different breweries and stuff. And
what was your favorite beer of the weekend? Or favorite couple? You don't have to pigeonhole down to one.
Top is that special Old Jacket.
Yeah.
Dude, that was insane. I don't get into barley wines much. It's kind of a new frontier for me, if you will.
Yeah.
Especially aged ones. And that was it blew my mind, like how smooth. And like,
yeah, it's kind of a bad thing you had it then. Because if you don't drink barley wines, now that's going to be your tentpole, and all of them are going to let you down now.
Well, I will say this. I mean, I did bring, I don't know if it counts, but I bought some, was it Bigfoot this year when it came out. And I like drank it. I was like, whew, that's harsh. And I feel like with age, that's going to be even better.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the thing that made me probably the part me like just bouncing and going to sleep on you guys. That doesn't bother me. It's just that I had a bunch of beers that said home with you guys, and nobody took them. Like I had a 4 2016 Bigfoots. I had to give the people. They're in the fridge, and then I had a couple mystery beers for everybody, and all. I'm like, fucker. But I'll send you. I'll just shoot you. I'll mail you some fucking 2016 Bigfoot. Awesome. Yeah, it's cool to try side by side. Let's put it this way. I think 2016 Bigfoot needs another 10 years, but it's better than fresh.
Okay. So other than that, honestly, like with all those beers there, all the great breweries, that side pour at Manskirt.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was good stuff.
I don't know what happened because I tried the regular pour, and it was good. But that side pour, something just magical happened in it, and I was like, man, this is crazy good. It's just, yeah. The rare Bourbon County Stout that Kyle had brought, that was pretty good. I wish I had it when I wasn't tired. So.
Oh, you guys drank it that night when you got back?
Yeah, so it was funny. It was the first beer they had Saturday. It was
Yeah,
like
I remember
10
they drank it. Yeah, in AM, yeah.
So we're all getting ready for bed, right? We did some more reviews. We're drinking more. And then I just open up the fridge, and I'm like, fuck. I look at Joe. I'm like, rare. And he's like, oh, no. I was like, we can't just let it go bad. We at least got to try a sip of it, So.
Oh shit! You see, that's the thing. You guys didn't have you didn't have a cap on it or anything.
No, I made like a little saran wrap cork, and I put it in
Yeah.
there, and then I covered that with saran wrap. So
Yeah,
it was a little flat, but whatever. It was still delicious.
that's awesome.
Yeah, dude, I had my first Hill Farmstead. Had my first Trillium. First Fox Farm. It was crazy. So.
Yeah, it was a good
time,
weekend.
Man.
Just good weekend, good people, man. Like just people hanging out and drinking good beer. It's like what more do you fucking want in life?
Dude, I'm stoked that Joe could go. And like when he had first started texting me about it, I'm like, dude, are you sure? Like I said, no offense, man, but like, is this just you being a rebel, or is like your doc cool with this? Like, I don't want to be associated with like something happening to you. You know what I mean? Like so.
Nah, Joe's very calculated and safe and shit like that. When he came, I knew he was good to go. Like that's like I knew he was good. And you weren't there, but when when I walked in upstairs, because I walked right in and didn't even knock. I walked in and I saw Joe. I literally just I looked like this I looked like at it like for at least 3 to 5 seconds. I was like. Like I couldn't compute that he was there. Yeah, that was absolutely the highlight of the weekend for me.
Nice. Yeah, we Mike got a hold of Keith because Frequentum just officially put out that Cali lager that he was loved. So we're gonna try and send him out some, I think. But
oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'm pretty stoked. Dude, you're killing me with that hat all the time. Just killing me.
Why?
You can't see it. It's on the other wall, but
no, I saw you wearing your Red Sox hat.
Oh, yeah. I'm surrounded by Red Sox stuff.
It's okay. Why? What does it bother you? It doesn't bother me when people wear Red Sox stuff.
Yeah, it's just something about the Yankees. It just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, it sucks. To be everybody else. I'm sorry.
I suppose that's how people feel about me when I say I'm a Cowboys fan. So
I wouldn't put the Cowboys in the same thing as the Yankees.
America's team.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, the Cowboys have 9 times more championships than anybody else.
No.
Okay, yeah. So why are they in
We're
the same
up there?
ballpark?
We're up there.
Oh no! Just because America likes shit doesn't that no? Because then Olive Garden would be awesome. No, it has to do with winning, son. Now listen, I'm a Dolphins fan, so
right.
I also understand suckiness too. Even though it was the only undefeated team in the history of NFL, so I have that going for me, which is nice.
Dude, I gotta tell you, I cannot stand when like Larry Zonka and all them guys.
I love it
with the freaking champagne. They're up in the booth. Yeah,
I love it. So there's a brewery in Florida. And I got all these goddamn flies are out right now because it's raining, so all the flies are in my barn. So there's Funky Buddha. You probably had any stuff from them before. Have you ever had anything from them before?
I'm sheltered, Matt. Very sheltered.
They're okay, that's fine. They're known for doing like a lot of like really crazy like adjunct stouts before anybody did them. They were like the first OG Florida brewery to do them. They did like a maple bacon porter and all this kind of crazy shit. But they're like, they're a Florida-based brewery, so they have a beer called Undefeated. It's Saison, and it's like all like Dolphins colors and stuff. They obviously can't put the logo on there, otherwise they get sued. And they brew it every year, and they don't release it until until the last team loses. And the best part about it is they used to send me beer like a while ago, but they got bought. I think who purchased them? They got bought out by like I forget. It wasn't like Bud. I don't think it was somebody else. Anyway, they stopped sending me beer. Like they used to send me beer like every couple weeks or whatever, every month or two. They'd send me stuff. And then about 3 years ago, they stopped sending me beer. But every fucking year, they send me a bottle of that fucking beer because I'll do a review. I put my Dolphins jersey on,
Nice.
I crack it open because they send it to me like before the team loses. So I'll like upload it the day the team loses and
Nice.
fucking, so I'll feed into that shit. I'm totally channeling Larry Zonka
Right.
fucking vibes.
Nice.
Yeah, but let's put it this way. If I was a non-Dolphin fan, I would hate that shit with a passion of
Right.
1,000 wins.
I just remember like that's a lasting image. Like in my area, you always got like the Bills games, on TV.
Are you a
When I
Bills
was
fan?
No, I mean,
Are you Boston through and through?
I'll root for them, but it's not like I'm diehard Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, you just told me. Duh.
Yeah. I'll root for Buffalo though. It's kind of cool. Like I like going to the training camp and stuff. Obviously.
How did you become a Buffalo? How did you become a Dallas and Boston fan?
So it was when I was a kid. I had a card collection, like probably a majority of us did or whatever. And I remember it was the first year Buffalo went to the Super Bowl with the Giants.
Yeah.
And my parents had kind of not brainwashed me, but you know how like you're growing up, your parents like a certain thing. So I'm like sort of a Bills fan at that age. I was pretty young. And Scott Norwood missed that goddamn kick. And it broke my heart as a youngster. And like I had always liked, Emmitt Smith and stuff. And I slowly that was when I went independent from my parents and like got to, I picked my own teams for what I liked.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So ever since then, Cowboys. Whoa. You okay, buddy? My kid has this little motorbike thing he drives around, and it's not good with socks. I'll just say that.
I don't hear crying. I think we're okay.
No, yeah, he's good. It's funny. He doesn't start crying until like oh hey buddy.
Until you make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you sit there and laugh it off, he's cool.
Yeah. I can't wait for that age. I think I'm jinxing myself, but yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait till he's mobile, but I also fear when my kid becomes mobile.
Yeah, he's very mobile at this point, and when you say no, he'll sit there and go like that back to you. I'm like, okay, game on, guy. So
yeah, he's been watching old Dikembe Mutombo clips, or
no, he watches Coco Melon, and on Coco Melon, when they tell the no more monkeys jumping on the bed, they do this. So that's where he learned it. So that's a thing. Who is Shitbird Gaming?
He comments all the time.
Okay.
He's talking about like this Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest right now. Actually, you know what's a really good Oktoberfest is fucking Sam Adams. This Oktoberfest is really fucking good. Cheers. My boy Tom Davis chiming in. Oh man, I missed a bunch of comments. Holy shit. Let's see. What do we have going on here? Get back to Jesus, Garthwin. Come to weed reviews. We're gonna have some Arizona. Jesus Christ, I missed everything. Okay. Literally 2 minutes from Atlantic Highlands. That's Rich talking about Twin Lights, which is a brewery I never heard of in New Jersey. Timothy McCain says, I'm going to have to send you some Arizona beers when the weather cools down a bit. Some Mother Road or Santan Brewing or State 48 or yeah, you can send me everything. That and this is the worst part. Weed Reviews 2020 from Tom Davis. Tom Davis is a very ardent follower, super good dude.
Nice.
Timothy McCain, all good here. I'm still here making sugar cakes with my son. Chilean, brother. Not even chilling, brother. Chilean. My friend, you are the Garth when Wayne left the set. I dig it. Some Treehouse today. Very lucky. What beers are in your backside of Mount Rushmore? I think he was asking you, or maybe he's asking me. Backside of Mount Rushmore. I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know if the backside of Mount Rushmore is like the shittiest 4 beers I've ever had. You'd have to define that. And what does that even mean? Party on. Finishing up some Fidens and moving to barrel-aged Maris. Oh, dude, that beer's so good by Timber Ales, Horse, and one other collab. I can't remember. It was Timber Ales, Horse, and Mindful Ales. It did Damaris, I believe. Juice Project, Citron Strata, Baby Bright. Have fun dudes from Thomas Open. Thomas is a German beer tuber. He's from, or not German, from the Netherlands. He was actually going to come to Beer Tubapalooza this year if the restrictions were lifted. We were going to fly him over, but alas, that did not happen. Sierra Nevada, Oktoberfest right now. Cheers. We talking about Jenny Screamers, LOL. VSOJ, beer of the weekend for me, says Joe from the Beer Patrol. Goose Island Bourbon County Stout is a beast. It is. It's always good beer, man, too. And it's a lot of highs and stouts and shot and LOLs. What was I going to say? There was something in there I wanted to talk about, but I forget.
So,
go ahead.
The Fidens hype. I am slightly well, I got to try one that had some time on it. That was the Jasper, which was really good. But the rest were like so green. I can't make a fair assessment. Like I think it's going to be a really good beer with some time on it. But it was just so insanely green.
Yeah, I mean, there's a conversation to be had. I still haven't had any findings. That's what I get for going to sleep early. I mean, that's weird. It's like it's the age-old debate: should a brewery release the beer when it's supposed to be drank, or should a brewery release a beer with time on it? With it needing a little bit of time, and you can view that from a barley wine standpoint. You can view it from an IPA standpoint. A lot of times, you see a brewery like Fidens, starting to get a little bit of kind of pub and a little bit of a press. Someone buys it, gets it, waits a little bit, packs it, sends it. The person gets it, puts it in their fridge. A couple weeks go by. Do you really want to release it at peak when your beer is now circling the United States and under not the best conditions? So it's kind of like one of those things. Well, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But if you drink it enough, and it's always going to be green, then you just sit on it. You just do what you need to do. I know it's hard, but you buy your beer, you wait 2 weeks, and then you drink the one you bought 2 weeks ago, and you're good to go from then on out. But I don't know.
I'm going through that with Treehouse right now. So the weekend of the Beer Tubapalooza, I had a buddy going through there, and he's like, "Hey, I'm stopping by Treehouse. If you want to get something, let me know." So I got it, but it's all like hyper fresh, and I'm just like, I know it's gonna be that much more better if I let it just chill for 2 weeks. I drink one or two, but
because you can't help yourself because you're human,
right? But like, I don't get Treehouse enough to be like, screw it. I'm just gonna open it. Like, I want it to be at its like prime, so I can enjoy it. So.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So, because you guys left me with an obscene amount of beer.
Yeah.
And there was a ton of beer here. And then, like, literally this week, I have like a bunch of beer mails coming. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I didn't get beer mails like for like over, like not the fucking humble brag or whatever, but I was getting like for like 2 years straight, I was getting beer mails like every week. And then for some reason, about 2 months ago, everything kind of just dried up. Like, I wouldn't get a ton of them. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm like, I don't need beer mails. I need to lose a couple of pounds. It's all good. And then like the day after, so like Tavor will send me like free beer mails just because I mentioned our name and shit like that, and like they're like we're gonna send you like 27 beers, and then like and then like two other places like we're gonna send you like 12 beers. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, it's the most first worldly problems. I don't have to drink any of this shit. I could just not drink it and just give it away. Right. But yeah.
So how do you feel about like the Tavors and Craft Shacks of the world? I mean.
Well, I never had anything from Craft Shack, but from what I know of Craft Shack, it was a lot of like secondary priced, like expensive. Like everything was a little bit more expensive, and this is based off of just random conversations with people from a year or two ago on them. Tavor is like their model's like weird, but also makes sense. I've never bought anything from Tavor ever. But I've gotten 3 boxes. What was weird was, so a viewer of mine who lives in New Jersey, actually, in the way Tavor works is, do you know how it works? Just out of curiosity.
A little bit. Basically, you kind of build up the beer you want, and then within a certain amount of time, it ships, or you can request it.
Yeah. So once you buy a beer on our site, You have like, I forget what it is again. I think it's like 30 days to build the box.
Yeah.
And then if you build that box, and in 30 days hit, they ship it. But you could also just build a box and then after, building a box for a couple of days, go, okay, ship it. Because it's a flat rate, $15 shipping. Doesn't matter how much is in there. You know what I mean? So a lot of people like, they take that 30 days and they build up a box. So a viewer of mine actually built a box. He's like, I want to send you a beer mail. I was like, okay, cool, man. He was like from Jersey. I was like, great. And then like a couple weeks later, it's like, it'll be there in like a week and a half. And I was like, dude, you're in Jersey. Why is it going to be here in a week and a half? He's like, oh no, I built you a box in Tavor. I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, that's interesting. And then like the week, like before I even got the box in the mail, Tavor was like, hey, could we send you a box of beer? I was like, okay. I was like, that works. I'm like, weird that someone sent me one. Maybe they got my address. I don't fucking know.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, I've been kind of impressed. One, because it's been free. That's great.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, like nothing's old. Like nothing's over a month old. And I was really going out of my way to like be like, okay, I'm gonna get like 2-month-old, 3-month-old shit. None of it was old. You know what I mean? And I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of impressed that this shit's not old.
Okay. See, that's what I was worried about. That's what I was worried about. Like,
me too. Yeah. Because that's like when I get their beer mails and I unbox them and I say, okay, this is this old, this is that old. I think the oldest one I got was a month and a half, maybe, and it was like a Kolsch or a stout or something. Something you don't give a fuck about. Almost all the hazies were relatively cheap, and from what I've read, the pricing is kind of, because that's the one thing that I couldn't know, because when they sent me the box, they gave me an itinerary in the box, but it didn't tell me how much the beer costs on their site. So I'm like, I have no idea. Like, was this can $4 or was it $8? Do you know what I mean? Right. And from what people told me, it's like, it's not that bad, especially when you're talking about singles. Like typically, I mean, New York's kind of the same. Like if you buy a 4-pack of beer a 4-pack of whatever, hazy IPA, and it's $16. Well, if they break that into singles, it's probably more like $5 to $6 for the single. It's not like they're dividing the 4-pack by whatever it costs. They're tacking on an extra $1 or $2 per can. And I think the Tavor was average like less than $1 per single divided by the original 4-pack count of what it typically costs. Nice. So, I don't know if I don't know if I'd buy it, because I'm okay with just ripping Jenny's and buying local, but
So for me, like the allure of it, the allure is like, I can get beer that I normally probably couldn't get. Or like my buddy Tyler, he got Craft Shack because he had watched Joe's Arcade and he was drinking North Park out of San Diego. And Craft Shack seems to be like in some partnership with them. Tons of North Park. They had some like Hop Butcher on there. They had, a few other beers. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. If I ever wanted this beer, it's nice to know I could potentially get it on there. But do I want to pay the extra cost? That's the big deal.
Yeah, I mean, here's Chuck. This is the guy who sent us to VSOJ.
Oh, nice.
He's like, it's expensive AF. He's like, basically, I only get stouts and barley wines because I can't stomach the upcharge on IPAs. I didn't think there was a big upcharge. I could be wrong. You do it more than me, man. So you'd be right over I am. And smaller beers. And that's the thing. Like I actually, the part, like they sent me, this is the third box they're sending me. The first one I was like, they asked me what I wanted to get. They're like, what do you want? Right. And I was like, just send me this and this, because they mentioned we get to anything from here. And we also have cider and seltzer. I'm like, well, send me nothing crazy, but don't send me any cider or seltzer because I won't drink it. And they sent me like a third of the thing with cider and seltzer. I was like, okay, fine. You're not even listening to what I have to say. But my wife likes cider and seltzer, so she won. But that was some guy who reached out to me the first time. Now, the second time and this last time that someone reached out is this woman. And last time I was like, okay, I want lagers and I want this. And all I got was exactly, like, not specific. I don't want this can. I don't want that. I was just give me low ABV lagers in this. And it's exactly what I asked for. And this time I'm curious because I went a little bit harder. I was like, I want smoked Rosh beer, and like I'm seeing how far I could push it. I'm like, I want Rosh beer and low ABV IPA, nothing over 6.5% or something like that.
Yeah, If you're asking for smoke beers, I got news for you. You'll never get it because Keith will intercept it. He'll just sniff out the smoke beers.
Well, I only asked for it just so I can rub it in Keith's face. So
oh, there you go. There you go.
and he'd be like, "Yes, please rub it in my face. I want the smoke in my face." Yeah. So we'll see. But like, and that's the thing. Like, Chuck mentioned in the comedies, like, stupid pandemic, stupid quarantine. It's like it's probably been a savior for a lot of people. Especially a lot of people don't feel like I feel safe going out, doing all that kind of stuff, and be able to get beer without actually like, okay, I'll still buy local, but now I won't drive to this release, that release, and I'll still be able to get something. But what he said about the upcharge about like lower ABV beers. When they sent me the lager box, I was like, yeah, I mean, I couldn't pay this because it would be like just how cheap lagers are. It doesn't make any sense. Now you're talking about Chuck buying barrel-aged stouts and barley wines. Well, you're ordering a bunch of 750s and 500 ml big, huge bottles of expensive stuff. And probably for $15 shipping, it would cost you more to drive to two places. Do you know what I mean? So it kind of makes sense. Yeah, the more expensive stuff kind of probably shakes out better.
Yeah.
Have you ever ordered beer before?
Not from a service like that. The only thing I have come closest to is I had to accept the package and then mail it back out for my buddy who won a box from Halftime Beverage.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, he won that. Yeah, the South 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it was a Mortalis box or something like that, right?
Yeah. Biggest mistake of my life. Jesus.
Why?
Yeah, let's I mean, he won it, so it is what it is, but it's just you're mailing out Mortalis Hydras and cheesecake beer. Like with dairy in 95-degree weather. I mean, needless to say, the one review I did of the can I took out of the box, it was curdled. I brought a spoon out live on camera. I'm just
that bad, huh?
Yeah, it was bad. So
that's no good.
Yeah, not good at all.
The coolest, I would say, the coolest beer mail I got. I guess I would be Tide. And I literally mean coolest. Was so Samuel Adams refused to make IPA for years. They actually flat out said they would never make an IPA for forever. And then they came out with their IPA series.
Yeah, now they're all wicked hazy.
But they came out with their originally came out with a their first IPA, which was called Rebel Raw, which was like a double IPA, and it was actually really, really good. It was like a very short like run of beers, but they overnighted it on ice packs. So it was like,
oh wow,
it was canned. I got it a day and a half after it was canned, and then the same thing with Lagunitas did they do their one. What is it? Lagunitas did the same thing. They do a beer called Born Yesterday. When they first started releasing that, they sent it out to a bunch of people, and it was like next day on ice. So it was like you got it like a day old and stuff like that. So it was like, but it was also like, I don't know, something cool. It's cool to get beer in the mail and it's still cold. It's like weird. Right. It's like, this is fucking odd.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I feel like well, me and Mike, I can safely say, are like 5 years too late. What I mean by that is all the beers, like craft beers, when IPAs were still clear beers and all that. Yeah. We weren't into IPAs. We're still drinking like Guinness and maybe like O'Hara's and Spaten Optimator and stuff.
Nothing wrong. Oh, fucking, I love Spaten Optimator, man.
Dude,
that fucking beer's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. So we got into it. There's a place, McGregor's here, that's got like 50 beers on tap or whatever, and that's how we kind of got into it. And we hated IPAs and like never really got into them. And then we took a tour of Custom Brew Crafters here in Honeyway Falls. Well, what used to be Custom Brew Crafters. And we tried their IPA, and that was like our first kind of IPA. So all the old school IPAs that are like now available, they're now like used to be whales and stuff, like Three Floyds, Zombie Dust, like lots of pale ale, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, all that stuff, that's old news. But like, to me, I'm like, oh, this is kind of new. This is new to me. So it's, I don't know. I'm behind the 8 ball.
No, you're not behind 8 ball. You're in the most envious position of all. So let's put it this way. If I could somehow magically erase all the beers that I've ever had and have to go into it's like the person loves books. They could forget every book they read so they could read all their books over again.
Yeah.
That'd be great. So it's like, it's good, but there's also new beer coming out. So there's no love lost for people that love beer, but there's nothing wrong. Like, I think that's a good thing. You have all this great beer ahead of you. That's fucking fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, like,
except for barley wine. You already had the best barley wine. So now all the barley wine is going to suck. So now your life sucks.
Yeah, that sucks. But like all the different beers that come out seasonal, like the Hop Slam ales and, Nimble Giant and like Fiddlehead was the first one I had. First time this year, Fiddlehead. I was like, oh, damn, this is good. And then I saw you do it on your channel. And I was like, I'm going to go check that out. So, it's kind of cool. Like, I'm down with all the new school stuff. It's just like those older school ones that are still new to me. So,
I'm trying. Like, there's some fun, like, weird old breweries up by you, man. Like, I'm trying to think. Because you said you guys live kind of, if we're counting Syracuse to Rochester, in between Syracuse and Rochester on the New York Thruway, kind of, sort of.
Basically, well, you've been to other half FLX, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I live 20 minutes from there, and I work about 5 minutes from there. So that's my area.
Yeah. Yeah, because Buffalo has some stuff. You know what would be an awesome beer trip? If COVID you blow your fucking mind. If COVID kind of settles down and everything gets back to semi-normal, dude, the most underrated beer area in North America is Ontario.
Okay.
The Ontario beer scene is bonkers. Like, fucking bonkers. Dude, I used to spend a bunch of time in Canada for beer stuff. Just kind of want to hang out and do beer stuff because Joe, I go out with Joe because he lives right there and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hanging out with the Canadian beer tubers and all that kind of stuff. And man, holy shit, there's such amazing breweries out there. But even where you're at, man, like there's some old school breweries that do some fun, like darker stuff. Like there's that old Middle Ages brewery, which is kind of like they do a bunch of old like stouts and barley wines and they can make some really good beers. There's just great places all over. That's the best thing about it. But next year, like I said,
I know everybody feels like this where they live, but I feel very spoiled with the diversity of the breweries here. Like if there's breweries I can go to, if I want the old school vibe, I get it. If I want that new school vibe, I get it. If I want a place that just makes great freaking sours, I got it. Great IPAs, you got it. It's crazy.
Yeah, like next year, like I was saying in the chat, like we'll try to hopefully probably the best thing we could do next year is maybe do Beer Tour Palooza somewhere in the middle. Find like an Airbnb where we're allowed to drink beer in a house and do something kind of centralized. And that centralized area would be like close to where Kyle lives, kind of. If we take like Joe from the Beer Patrol, the furthest out, which would be Joe for the Beer Patrol, me, and then the Boston guys. That kind of Albany, Kingston like area of New York is kind of almost dead center, and like we should probably, what I would do is not try to find dead center, but try to find a brewery you all want, like a couple breweries in a centralized area, and just find an Airbnb close to that. And that way we can hang out a couple breweries and go do some fun and go check out some stuff. So there's that Kingston area has a bunch of Keegan ales is out there. I know you probably get a bunch of Keegan stuff on the shelf, but I always wanted to visit there. Like Suarez Brewing is out that way. Fidens is out that way.
Even stuff on the shelf. It's just like, it's so much cooler going to the brewery to me.
Oh yeah.
I went to Prison City. That was really cool.
Yeah,
that was dope.
The actual like restaurant place.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I went there once in my life, and I went there, and it was a 99-degree day, and it was like 9 billion degrees in there. And me and my buddy George, who's in Rochester all the time, me and him were there, and we drank like 12% stouts and eat bacon in like 98-degree weather at fucking at Prison City. We're like, this is delicious, but we're gonna die.
Right. That's funny. Yeah, no, it's there's a few places that's popped up. There's this like New Belgian kind of brewery. Damn it, the name escapes me, but it's in Geneva, New York, and they opened up.
I know who you're talking about. Fuck.
Willie Cleaves did an article on him.
Yeah.
It's like some Lasan Guard or something like that. But they use this old sheep barn from like old school farming days and turn it into a brewery. But that's a nice little circuit out there because you got Three Brothers Wine, which is Warhorse Brewing is there. Big Alice just came there. You got that.
Yeah. Have you ever been there yet? Have you been there yet? Or
I've had their stuff. I have not been out there yet. See, you have to choose what circuit you want to go on. So you can go on like starting Canandaigua, and you can branch out to like the Rochester circuit, or you can go out to like the other half, Mortalis, Rising Storm, Noble Shepherd circuit, or you can go out to the Geneva, Auburn.
No, dude, I know the circuits, baby. I know them. Like for me, my circuits are like if I want to, I either have to go north, which that circuit would be. I could go to Equilibrium, Rushing Duck, Drownlands, Tin Barn. Like that's like an hour there, hour back. You know what I mean? I can do this once I get this one area. I do this circle, or I can go east and go to like Twin Elephant and all these like Carton and fucking like Cypress and all these kind of breweries, or I can go south and go to like fucking Conclave and fucking Troon and like all these kind of like it depends like which direction do I want to go today? Because if I go in that direction, there's only a certain amount of breweries I can hit. Yeah. How far have you driven for a brewery? Like, what's the furthest you've driven? Have you left the state? Not counting Beer Tube Palooza.
Yes. I went to Ohio.
For what?
So when I first got into craft beer, like Great Lakes was my jam, right? I was like, I gotta go check it out. So I was like, we got to go out here. So my wife, she mapped out her diners, drive-ins, and dives places out there, and I said, okay, you go there, I'll go to Great Lakes. So yeah, Great Lakes. That was kind of the destination. Great Lakes. Yeah, I love
Great Lakes.
Great Lakes is sort of like Sierra Nevada for me. Like, there's not a bunch of beers that they're all decent. You know what I mean? They're all like solid beers. There's not like,
dude, their Chill Wave was like so good. Like one of the like their Chill Wave IPA. It was like one of the first IPAs that I really went bonkers over like 10 years ago. The cool fun factor is a Great Lakes Brewing in Canada, so it's like funny because it's like they make all kinds of crazy bonkers awesome stuff, and everybody's like, I've never heard of that beer. I'm like, it's not from the States, it's from Canada. It's called Great Lakes.
I've heard about that. I think I watched one of those the Crazy Canadians stream one day, and I think one of them had a beer or something from it. And
the cool part, and one of the reasons why I like Great Lakes is because I have a personal connection to it, is a buddy of mine from Scranton, because when I used to live up in Scranton, Pennsylvania, I still work there, and my buddy Brad, he was a kind of like just like a beer jockey for them. Like we would go to bars and like be like, hey, I started basically being like a local, like go to a bar and like be like, hey, you want to taste some Great Lakes? Now he's like the regional director for fucking Great Lakes the Northeast.
Nice.
And shit. Yeah, so he like worked himself up from like sitting in a bar pouring samples for drunk people to now he's like balling as a Great Lakes rep, and he's such a good dude. So, but they're Edmonds Fitzgerald. I will drink that beer every day of my life. I think it's.
I was just about to say it was a really, really cool moment, and it tasted so delicious the first time I had Edmund Fitzgerald on tap. I was just like, wow. That and the Elliott Ness for me, I was just like, this is killer on tap. You can't beat it. So that town, it's like they're drunk all the time. There's bars everywhere you go. Like I saw a bar in a supermarket in Cleveland. It's out of control. Like that's all they do. But
well, that's like PA, man. Like PA got like crazy. Like the Wegmans in PA.
Yeah,
dude. There's a Wegmans in PA down in by Philly. It's an area called Westchester. Like they have a bar in the Wegmans that is like no joke, is as size of my barn. Like, the whole size of my barn.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean by bar, I mean the bar was an L shape the size of my barn, not like the area where everybody sit. Like, they had an activity room for children to play that was like the size of a house inside this Wegmans in Westchester. It's insane, dude. Yeah, like PA gets down like that sometimes. And Wegmans is like the spot apparently because they just don't give a fuck.
Joe says Edmund Fitzgerald all day long. Sons.
He does. Oh, that actually reminds me. Like you were like he like sent a message about like whatchamacallit, like, oh, share the link for the stream so you could join.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We'll have to invite you. Like we actually all share like the same StreamYard account. So it's like when I say I'm doing a stream, I don't have to send a link because everybody just logs in and joins on their own. So that's why I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, me and Tyler and Ridge. Well, Ridge just kind of joined.
Oh, that's right. You're saying you have the 1080p account, don't you?
Yeah, we have the 1080p account. So if anyone's ever in dire need of 1080p, I can hook you up. I got it until next May. I won't renew it, but I got it until next May or something like that. So yeah, dude, it's been interesting with the StreamYard because when we first started, we were just using that to review beers, and we just would send it straight to the channel, like private, and then just make it public or whatever. But I was like, man, I really want to record and like do it later, and so we upgraded, and I, not even looking at it, I was just like, oh, 1080p. And then like, it was the price afterwards. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm a dummy, but it's all good.
Yeah. Would they whack it for it? I forget. It was like a couple $100, right? Yeah. That's why we all chipped in for the same fucking account. Because at first we're like, we'll see if it works. But like, dude, we could stream. Like, you could stream. I think we've had 3 different live streams going to 3 different channels at the same time. So it's not like you'd only do one. You know what I mean? You could have like 3 different people doing 3 different streams. So I'm like, okay, we'll just do that. But honestly, there has to be something better that's going to come along because StreamYard's like, it feels like GeoCities or something. It feels like ghetto, like someone cobbled together something ghetto, but it's the best thing someone decided to cobble together. Because prior to this, I don't know if you ever used Google Hangouts when they used to do Google Hangouts on the air. I don't know if you even know what I'm talking about.
I didn't use it.
Google
FaceTime and shit.
Well, no, you can't do it now. So Google Hangouts is almost like whatever. It's a video app, just like Zoom or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. But prior to 4 years ago, you could click a button; it would automatically stream with comments to your YouTube channel. You know what I mean? So it was free, and it was free. You know what I mean? So it was like perfect. And then 4 years ago, they said, "Yeah, we're going to stop doing it."
The closest one I saw, and I saw after about the StreamYard thing, that you can't get a refund on StreamYard, which is kind of stupid. But Streamlabs has one, and they call it Melon, and it's about half the cost. But essentially, it's like the same thing as StreamYard, but with Streamlabs kind of, I don't know, making it a bit better, I would suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I've used OBS or Streamlabs OBS before.
Yeah, but they it's its own thing. So people that never use OBS, they'd be like, oh, we had this product like StreamYard to compete.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I wish somebody would would make it so we could stream right now with this. I'm doing this to Facebook and YouTube. I wish I could do it to Instagram. That's the thing that sucks. You can't. Yeah. There's a workaround for it, but it doesn't work all that well. I've tried it before, but I don't know. Have you?
No hype. Dan looks like he's in 4K. Well, that's because Matt would look like that, but his internet is. What'd you say up it was? How many ups? Like how many megabytes?
20, 10 to 20 up. Which should be more than enough.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I think it's the latency that kills me on it, not the actual bandwidth.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I got I do 400. It's like 400.
Yeah.
That's or some crap. I don't know.
Up?
Yeah. Or no.
Oh.
400 megabits down. It's like 75 up, something like that.
Yeah.
But still.
Okay.
Dude, are you gonna stay on? Can I grab another beer? Or are we
go ahead.
Heading out or
okay. No.
I'll be right back. All right, don't Garth the situation while I'm gone.
Well, no, I'm totally gonna fucking. What's the other guy's name? I'm gonna do that guy. Chuck Boswell saying Chicago is an 11-hour drive. Just saying, brewery crawls that can be done on foot, at least mostly. I mean, we kind of. It's COVID, dude. Well, COVID and baby, but once COVID's like not COVID, then I'll come. That's how it rolls. Because, man, I'm gonna break my goddamn iPad. Oh. I'm trying to rearrange stuff, and I'm gonna break everything. Jesus Christ. Okay, there we go. No, laughing children. Got to love them. Anyway.
What are you doing?
What else we got going on here? So yes, Matthew Hogan saying yes, it is. Ontario resident, me talking about Ontario beer being fantastic. I really want to drop Ontario beers off to you when it's when COVID's all over and they can travel down. That would be awesome, dude. I love Ontario beers. I mean, Joe from the Beer Patrol will attest to their fantasticalness. Edmonds Fitzgerald all day long, sons. Let's see here. The Beer Clown chiming in saying cheers. Dan looks like he's in 4K. Chipper Gaming cheers. And then the Beer Patrol says Dan looks like he's 144p, Kyle. So you look like you're in sub SD. He didn't hear anything I had to say because that's how it rolls when you don't have headphones in. So what'd you grab?
Typical me, my shelfie other half status.
No. Yeah, just the other half.
Yeah. Bloomfield Zoo.
What is it?
It's a 10% triple IPA.
Shocker.
Yeah, shocker. Okay, so me and you were on the opposite spectrum, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I love their triples. Not saying I hammer these things all the time, but just like there's something about when you want a triple, nothing quenches that thirst like a triple when you want a triple.
I will triple, double up on your thing. If it's not so much, and this kind of makes sense because when you talking about how you don't fuck with like dark beer or barley wine or whatever that much. If I'm gonna have a triple IPA, I might as well crack a fucking barley wine. And really be like, if I snort coke, I might as well just do the crack, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it, let's go all the way. I don't know, but yeah.
So
local.
Yeah, it is local to me.
That's true.
This
you know what the best part about other half and you say other half FLX. Because they used to say other half Rochester. Did people get fucking furious about it? Is that why they changed?
Dude, I was fucking one of them. Like, in Joe's reviews, he would be like, yes, from other half rock. And I'd fucking down in the comments, like, bullshit it's in fucking middle of nowhere, Bloomfield. That's not Rochester. Like, I would get furious over it. But yeah, so this one has Citra, Eldorado, Galaxy, and Equinox in it. So...
But my favorite part is watching people go absolutely bonkers ballistic when like that beer is like $16.99 a 4-pack in FLX, but it's a $19.99 a 4-pack in fucking Brooklyn. I love it because their prices are different, and people are like, "What the fuck?" Be like, "This is fucking bullshit," and go absolutely insane. It's fucking amazing. It's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah, man. Most of the time, if I'm like doing like this, where I'm just not going to drink a bunch of beer, I just want a beer to kind of get me where I'm going and just whatever I want tasty, I'll grab like another half triple. Not saying there are doubles or singles for that matter that aren't impactful as a triple, but something about them other half triples. Love them.
Yeah, they are the king of the triple. They are. I'm thinking about it. They are. They haven't made the best triple I've ever had, but they're the king of consistently made triple IPAs.
See, the thing about it, though, I don't prefer them fresh. I like their triples at like 3-4 weeks old. I feel like it's prime.
It's kind of most other half beers, I think, in general. But no, I'm serious. But and that's the thing that you said. Like you're like we're on opposite ends of the spectrum. Like you love triple IPAs and I don't. I love triple IPAs. I love them. I think they're one of the best beer styles. There's only 9 that are really good though in the history of beer. That's the thing. It's not that I don't like triple IPAs. It's just that if I'm going to have a triple IPA, I'm going to pay that price of double-digit ABV or close to. I want it to act like a fucking triple IPA. If you go to a restaurant and ask for a 16-ounce fucking ribeye, and they give you a 12-ounce rib or a 8-ounce ribeye, and say, "Here you go, bon appetit," you're gonna be like, "Motherfucker, I ordered a fucking 16-ounce ribeye. What the fuck is this 8-ounce shit?" That's a lot of triple IPAs to be like, you're giving me IPA, double IPA impact and whatever, and you just fucking no. Give it. I ordered this. You didn't give it to me. That's my beef with triple IPAs. I want them to be good. And when they're really, really good, the best triple IPA in the history of mankind is straight out of laboratory from Equilibrium, the OG batch. I'm sure subsequent batches might have been great, but I'm not going to pay that fucking.
See, I wish I was near EQ. Just so I didn't have to pay the crazy prices that I have to pay if I want an EQ around here.
Yeah. Well, no, you don't have to.
It's kind of ridiculous.
You don't have to. They'll ship right to you.
Do they?
Yeah, Equilibrium ships in state.
I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah, they ship in state. And well, no, that's the thing. Like if I could actually get them shipped they ship to PA too. There's a little bit more up cost with shipping all that shit, but in-state shipping, Equilibrium ships almost at cost. Like it's like dirt cheap and no, you could get stuff direct from them.
I'll have to check it out because it's absurd. It really is. $28 for a 4-pack of IPA.
Yeah, fuck that noise. Fuck it. Definitely. I don't even no, not happening. I gotta go rinse this glass and grab another beer. While I do that, you could talk about this.
Oh shit, dude, Joe, come on. In this area, it is a damn shelfie. If I can walk into Wegmans and pick up another half, it's a shelfie. Like, come on, like multiple Wegmans. God damn it! I knew I'd pay for calling it a shelfie, but. It's my shelfie. That's what I drink. People crack open Miller High Life. I crack open triple IPAs from other half. Beer Snob 101. Kyle should join the stream. That's what Kyle should do. So I can check out my 4K glory. Wow. You know what, Joe? Maybe you should get off the bleachers and join in. You don't have to drink. You can drink your chocolate milk. It's fine with me. Whatever. Joe, drinking more smooge? Can't believe you found that in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. That's pretty crazy. Not bumfuck nowhere, but... Hey, Thomas. Why don't you join, buddy? Or are you still drunk? Who's a drama queen? Not me. Tell you what, we can make a profit. I'll ship out some other half to England, and you can sell it for like $50 a can. Chocolate milk is delicious, Joe. So I said you should get on here and you can do chocolate milk. Or buttermilk. Nice frothy buttermilk. We all love frothy buttermilks. Oh, Matt is the drama queen, huh? Thomas, what are you doing? Europe. I meant to say Europe. Sorry, not England. My apologies. That's probably like you calling me Canadian or something. I'd get pretty pissed about it. I was telling Thomas, I said, maybe we can start a racket. I'll ship over my shelfie other halves. You can sell them for $50 a can. And I accidentally called it England
there you go.
instead of Europe. So
it's like the 2020s version of blue jeans in Russia. It's other half in Europe.
Fuck. Yeah, so I left that Naked Dove barley wine in your fridge for you.
Both of them.
Yeah,
Both of them.
I don't know if you want to age them for another 15 years, but
Well, no. See, that's the thing. There's a big difference between American barley wine and English barley wine.
oh, okay.
The ones the naked doves. So English barley wine is pretty much exactly what you think. English barley wine is not aggressively hopped. American barley wines are aggressively hopped. Bigfoot is a super hyper, over the top, the most aggressively hopped American barley wine in the history of mankind. The VSOJ that we drank, even though it was barrel aged, was an English barley wine with barely any hops in it. So like that's why the Bigfoot needs like a billion years. You know what I mean? Whereas the VSOJ, like it was a couple months old and it was fantastic. Even though it was barrel aged, it's the English version of the barley wine, so it's not going to be as bitter and as aggressive.
So
Like
I've yet to have that beer actually. I have like bottles of it. I just haven't opened any yet. And I figure, I'll bring 2 bottles with me. I tell you what, I was a little let down with that stout because I had their stout aged in Buffalo Trace barrels, and that stout was fantastic compared to that stout that I had with Nerd Sense. So
yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was the barrel. Whatever. Naked Dove.
Not everybody's going to make the best beer you ever had in your life. That's the other thing, tempered expectations on what people.
I guess what I'm saying is, I didn't have high expectations with the other one, and the other one it blew me away. It was such a great beer that I just had more expectations for this one because I guess it was older or whatever. But I don't know. I still have that crazy science growler in my fridge. I think me and Mike are gonna tap it open soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, how far away do you live from each other?
About 20 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, so basically...
Did you know each other before beer?
Yeah, we've worked together for 17 years, something like that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
So we actually got into the whole beer thing kind of together and kind of morphed into that. But yeah, dude, all the time we're for years, we're like, man, let's do a podcast. Let's do something like that. You know what I mean? It's like we always had good conversation. When we'd be out with friends, they're like, you two are out of control when you get going off your tangents, stuff like that. And then I said, dude, we both like beer. Let's try this thing out, see where it leads. Even if it's just, I don't care if I get views. I don't care if I, any of that. It's just, I'm hanging out with one of my best buds, drinking beer, getting silly with it. And, it's fun.
No, that's dude. That's why we all do it. You know what I mean? Like if there's, I didn't. Everybody that was at that beer tuber palooza thing, I didn't. The whole reason we all know each other is from beer. The oldest person I knew there was my buddy Joe, the brewer. We met through beer stuff, fucking like 10 years ago. And then all the other guys like Keith, I met from hanging out and doing beer stuff in real life, and everybody else is through like beer tube palooza or a beer tube. So it's like, and they're genuine, like they're people I talk to every day. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I had a commenter on my channel was at my wedding.
That's cool.
Yeah, my buddy Tom. Cool. Like he ended up commenting when I first started doing beer reviews. We met in person. We ended up becoming like good friends. He was fucking at my motherfucking wedding. So someone I met because I do this on YouTube. It was at my fucking wedding. So it's like, it's great. You know what I mean? Like, you go out, you hang out, you have fun, you meet people, breweries send you stuff, whatever. People send you beer mails. It's all great and stuff like that. But it's the people you meet along the way and the fun you have and all that kind of fun stuff is what it is. Yeah. Like if you had 1,000 million subs or 10 subs, but you're still hanging out, having a good time. It's just fun, man.
Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like some people might be like, oh, that's bullshit. You do so care because I've seen you, whatever, invest in your channel or whatever. Don't get me wrong. Like, if I'm doing something, I just have a natural habit to like. I have this OCD to where I want to do it and I want it to be like good. Like I have a standard. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's still the same. same premise as when I started. I just, and plus, subscribers, people to talk to, it just makes it that much more better. When you can do a review and people comment down below and you can get a conversation started, or you do a live stream is dramatically better when there's people in the comments talking than you have nobody in there not talking.
Except for Thomas from Netherlands. It's always worse when he's in the comments, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I mean, that's how I met Joe. I met Joe because Joe's from my area. When I first got into certain beers, hey, who else is drinking this? I typed it in. Freaking Joe pops up all over the place. You know
Fucking
what I mean?
that Western New York Wednesday, man. What are you gonna do?
Right. Yeah, it's cool. It's
No, and that's the thing. Like to touch on the stuff like you're talking about, we're humans, so we care. Someone, like people, I care. I care because I'm a fucking human, but in the grand scheme of things, there's I have serial people that rip my channel, people that fucking downvote people, and I actually like those people more than anything else because when people hate you enough, that means you're doing something pretty awesome. Right. But it's also I bought a microphone, or I bought a light, but I bought it. Listen. If I had a podcast about fucking picking noses, I'd probably buy a iPad Pro and use it. You know what I mean? Right, that's the tech side of me, just being that junkie that likes to fiddle and fuck with shit. In no way, shape, or form did that sweet YouTube cash pay for any of that stuff in any form or fashion. And then there's zero delusions of becoming some new age 8-year-old kid that unwraps presents and now you're making $9 billion. It's beer tube, dude. If you make a couple $1,000s a year, you're the best of the best. You know what I mean? You're not making money doing this ever. It's the smallest pond in the smallest ponds of all the smallest ponds. You know what I mean? Buy a dash cam, move to Russia. You'll make way more money.
I've gone through so many iterations from when we started of the setup and the crap we have. And started out with just the iPhone and this little ring light from Walmart, and then I got the softbox. I'm like, wow, that's light. Now I got these LED panels, from your setup video. I was like, oh wow, that's cool. Try that out. And I upgraded my camera, but that was for family too. I want to take videos of my kid. I want it to look good. Not that the iPhone doesn't do that. But, I like tech. I'm like you. I can't help it. Just throw the tech in. But, yeah, I buy a lot of shit. I don't know. I can't help it.
I'll tell you what. The best thing I ever did, and never anybody's watching this and they give a shit. The best thing, and I know this is very, very hard for people to do if they ever want to do shit like that. The best thing I ever did was dedicate a space to it. It's not a big space. It's a small little space, but I have an area set up to where all they have to do, and this comes from actually my musical background, so it's not something that I thought up about BeerTube. But with music, when I used to do music stuff, it would always be if I had to set up, okay, I'm going to plug this in, turn this on, get this over here. Okay, let's move this over here. By the time I could finish setting everything up, I didn't want to make music anymore. I was just this sucks. So I learned to just have everything, push 2 buttons and go. And that's the best thing I did was to push 2 buttons and go. I literally walk in my back little room that I have. It's like a closet almost. And there's 2 lights and a fucking tripod. I turn on the lights, I put my phone in, I plug it in, I hit record, I'm going. So if I'm hanging out, even if I'm hanging out with family, but excuse me for 2 minutes, I'll go to, if someone wants to open a fancy beer, give me 2 minutes. I'll walk away for 2 minutes, come back. Here you go, let's drink it. And they're like, what'd you do? I'm like, I went and reviewed it. You know what I mean? So it's I don't people oh, you do a ton of, because I could just walk in a room, go doops, go doop, and then leave. And then that's what makes it easy for me to do it as often as I do.
I envy that because we do.
I know you're hard pressed for space because we talked about it ad nauseam.
Yeah. So I'm doing house. So I usually go over to Mike's, and we have a spot we do it at, but every time we have to reset it up. Dude, we just did a bunch of reviews, right? And Matt, I got home and I popped it on my computer. And I noticed the camera was tilted just a little bit that way.
A little bit.
It makes the counter. It made the counter look like that.
Oh, it's the worst.
So
That's
now
the
I have to
fucking
go in
worst.
every one of those videos and crop and rotate for it to look normal. And I
You're
feel like if
preaching
I
the choir,
had a
brother.
setup, an everyday setup, we wouldn't have that issue. So
Yeah, no, I have a tripod. There's marks in the floor. All three of the tripod's legs have to be inside those marks. So when they're inside those marks, I know it's straight. So I put my phone in the tripod. I look down and go, all three of them are inside the marks. I don't even have to look at anything. You know what I mean? Like
Nice.
I know everything's perfect. You know what I mean? Like so, it's like what, and I have like where I sit, like the probably the best trick of the trade for me. And you might have to not have to do this because you're a camera. But like with my iPhone, like I have like when I'm looking at the lens of my iPhone, like right above it where the phone is a mirror, and it's exactly where I should be looking.
Okay.
So when I'm talking, I'm actually looking at myself in a mirror, but you can't tell because the mirror's right behind the iPhone.
Okay.
And so like it's like I don't have to worry about being in frame. I don't have to worry about being in the right position. I don't have to worry about any of that shit. I'm looking at myself. It's perfect. So I just go from there.
The crappiest part with this camera, it's got the articulating screen. So I can see if I'm in frame. But for some reason, I don't know if it's because the screen is too small or what, I just didn't notice that slight turn in that camera. And
you won't notice that. Yeah, it's too subtle.
And then the thing we got used to, yesterday actually, I kept the screen so we couldn't see it because his wife was in the background. She's like, oh, it looks great. It looks great. So I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? But we got to stop looking at the screen and looking at the camera lens. So when I'm streaming with it, obviously if I'm looking at you, I'm not looking at the camera. So I got trained to not look when I'm talking. That's what I had to get used to, even on the iPhone. Like, cause you want to look at the screen or you want to look, you got to train yourself to look at the camera. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, we don't care at all. We don't care at all.
It's OCD. It's so funny because Sean mentioned to me when I was setting up the camera when we got back from YouTuber Palooza. And I'm like, no, you guys got to move this way. You got to move that way, yada, yada, yada. Sean looks up. He's like, is this what Mike feels like when I set up our cameras? Because I guess Sean's like the same way I am. But, yeah, it is what it is. I don't care at all.
But
I don't care.
Yeah, the only part that, like, when the camera's off a little bit, it is what it is. Because, I like to come out here and do, like, outside stuff. And it's really hard to get, like, lighting right and shit like that, especially during the daytime and shadow stuff. The part that really does piss me off is audio. Like, that's like, if the video's slightly off or a little bit wonky, it is what it is. But the audio sucks. Like, every now and then, like, when I'll come out here to record, I'll forget to turn my phone to airplane mode. And if I have an external camera, it does like the and it drives me insane. Or like if something about the audio, like that's the thing that kills me.
If I'm close enough to this camera, the audio is not bad. But I think I'm gonna have to invest in maybe like a little boom camera or mic. But we did a video when we got home to do the unboxing from Steven. And it was outside. The audio turned out pretty good.
I thought, it sounded great.
Yeah. So, speaking of Steven, dude, that was killer, man. That was absolutely
that dude's crazy. Like, I kind of want to. I want him to. I want to tell him to see like some kind of seek help, like a psychologist or psychiatrist. No, he's infinitely generous. He's a super nice guy. He went from we chatted online and he started sending me beer mails, and he started sending me beer mails that are like, you need to send. You're sending too much. Right. And then he started sending the, Nerd Sense and No Hype. He sent some stuff. And then when he actually said that, he's like, yeah, let me know everybody that's coming so I could get a beer mail for everybody together. I was like, oh man.
I was not expecting that. That was just, I was so humbled. I can't even explain how I felt that somebody would give me beer. Like, you know what I mean? That's just
like not even the beer that it gave. If someone goes out of their way to pack up a box, put it together, and give it to you is very, very cool. That's like, it's one of the things that I struggle with sometimes. Some people send me beer mails. Steven's one of them. Like, I just opened one of the beers he gave me, Snappy. It's their lager from 12%. I'm like, I have so much beer and beer mails that like I probably won't find time to review this, so I'm just gonna drink it. You know what I mean? And it used to be like that was blasphemy. If someone sent me a beer, God forbid, if I didn't review it, then I'm a piece of shit and I'm gonna go to hell. And it's like, because how dare I? But you have to pick and choose your battles sometimes, and he doesn't care. If he sees one review, he's fine with it. But for him to go do that for everybody, he like I said, Joe from the Beer Patrol showing up will be my highlight of the weekend. That will be the highlight of my weekend. It will never be the highlight of my weekend. But having not just Steven, but my buddy Mike from Jersey, who like we've never really hung out in real life before.
No, he's a cool dude as well.
Yeah, we've met and done beer exchanges in real life, but we've never actually enjoyed a beer together. For him to come out and hang out is it was cool, and I'm glad I did that this year. It's like I invited probably about like 8 to 10 subs, and for obvious reasons, a bunch of them couldn't come.
Right.
But it's definitely something that'll continue on, and it should be it'd be interesting to meet a bunch of new people going forward.
Dude, Joe was the highlight of my trip. As much as I gave him shit and joking around about the comfortable silence, he made the drive down seem like a 45-minute trip. It was just, because Joe, he loves to talk.
Yeah.
So it's, but I did give him
talk. Yeah. He's like super witty and fucking hyper intelligent. Like he's just a good dude.
And come to find out, like beyond beer, and what I'm starting to find out with a bunch of you guys is it's cool. You talk about beer, obviously. We all do this as a hobby, and beer is going to be a main subject. But to be able to, connect and make friends with somebody and find out, hey, we have a lot more in common other than beer. Like Joe even said, he's like, dude, 90% of our like music tastes are like right in line with one another. Because he's like, oh, you hear this, you hear this. I'm like, yeah, I love this. We both love wrestling, just stupid stuff like that. So it's you love football, you're into fantasy football, stuff like that. You find out the little things, and it makes for a great conversation.
Yeah, I love great baseball teams.
Right now I'm really digging.
And then what the funniest part is if we did this like a month ago, you'd just be like, Red Sox are crushing the Yankees. But just so happy, and the Yankees are in like a fucking juggernaut fucking clip of beating everybody in the universe, and so bypass the Red Sox like a fucking like a Lamborghini versus a Datsun. It's insane.
If this were on my StreamYard, I have it set up to where I can play my intro anytime, and it just cuts off everybody. So it's like my way of censoring Ridge. When Ridge just gets too out of control, I just play it and just aggravates the fuck out of him. I probably would have done it right then and there.
Well, too bad it's not yours.
Yeah, I know, right? Thomas, right now I'm really getting to know more about Dank. Well, thank you, Thomas. I'm just
and Chuck who sent us the VSOJ when he was talking about the 11-hour drive to Chicago, he was referring to Beer Tube Palooza next year. Apparently we're going to Chicago and staying with Chuck next year for Beer Tube Palooza, so we'll see what happens there. But
I'll tell you what, I have an alternate spot. Tyler already said he's like, if you ever want to make your way down to the Tennessee area. So that's
because I want to go to hotter weather.
Yeah, right. We told Tyler, we're like, we'll meet you halfway. How about that, big guy?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut this short, brother, because I want to go inside and watch Willow. I'm gonna go watch Willow.
Holy crap!
With my wife.
Willow.
Fucking
wow.
Willow. Yes, you heard it right. We're gonna watch Willow.
Okay.
Look, I'll show you right now. Willow on my fucking text.
Dude, that's awesome.
She's been chomping. Yeah, I don't know. She's been chomping at the bit to watch it. So I missed it yesterday.
I feel like if you're watching Willow, you should make it a double header and like pop in some like, I don't know,
Top
Crystal
Gun.
Skull. Like,
they're both Fall Kilmer movies. Come on now.
Labyrinth or something. You know what I mean?
know what you're talking about. A little Labyrinth. Ooh.
Right?
I don't know.
Dude,
yeah.
I'm real quick. I cannot wait till my kid gets old enough to like really ingest the movie.
Dude. Any of all the movies, dude.
Yeah.
All of them. Like, I'm just like, holy shit, I get to watch all these. You know, when I sit down with my wife and I talk about this movie I love so much and I watch it with her and she's not in the same movie as me. And then, like, halfway through, I'll go, oh, wait, you don't care about any of this. But my kid's going to care about fucking all of it and be like, tell me more. And I'll be like, yeah, motherfucker, I'll tell you way more about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be like, yes. I had a kid basically to help me around the farm and to watch movies. That's basically the only reason I had a kid. So, yeah. Anyway, so there you go. We're leaving. And just, I mean, comments coming in hard and fast. Warwick Davis is the best. Holy shit, that's awesome. Disappearing pig trick. Willow is the bomb. You know, I mean, it's basically the Willow, massive Willow reviews. So everybody go check out Dan from FLX. Checking out all the shit, son. Yeah. Doing all those ROC/FLX beer reviews. And yeah, we'll be back. So
catch me drinking the Shelfies.
There you go. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this little quick chat. Hopefully, you enjoyed that Fox Farm review. Hopefully, see you next time. Bye.